Welcome to today's class. This class is called Breathing Core. If there's one thing that I could share with people that I feel like could be monumentally helpful in a myriad of ways, it's the 360-degree breath coming in and inflating the torso, and then on an exhale, drawing everything in. And so today's class is going to focus on 3 zones. The area at the bottom of the core, so kind of like beneath the belly button down to the base, the pelvic floor. This mid area around the low ribs, and then the chest and upper back being the 3rd zone. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah? So first, starting off, what you'll need today is a mat. A block, potentially, if the floor ever feels far away, is a nice thing to have, and maybe a blanket, but neither of those things is necessary to do this. And with that being said, we're going to start in a comfortable seat. So whether you're kneeling or you're sitting on a block or you're cross-legged, whatever that looks like for you on your mat, and bringing one hand to that bottom low belly and the back of the other hand to your low back, kind of right above the sacrum, which is what feels like a flat bone at the base of your spine. And then take a breath into that area, into both of your hands, so in both directions. And then as you breathe out, let both hands feel like they're coming together to press the air out. And then let the hands slide up to that middle zone. Take a breath in and out. And then up to the top, breath in. Sliding the back hand up to the upper back as well, and out. Good. And then feeling, again, as you're breathing, that the chest, the belly, the upper back, the lower back, everything's expanding and contracting as you breathe in and out. And that's going to help the muscles fire on the exhale and support you in your movement for class today. So that being said and felt, let's come onto our backs. Have your feet on the floor, your knees are bent. Have your block handy at your side, or if you don't have a block, you could use a rolled up towel or a little pillow. And come on down. Let's connect to our feet. So feel that you have the big ball mound, the pinky ball mound, and the heel pressing into the floor equally. And sense the energy coming up into the legs as you press those 3 points down. Feel that the sacrum at the base of your spine right above the tailbone has weight in it. Sense that your shoulder blades or your scapulas are on the floor. And the curviest part of your skull is also connected to the ground. So if the head doesn't come down very comfortably or your chin is really jutted up towards the ceiling for the head to be down, here's where you could use a blanket underneath your head to bring the floor to you a little closer. So have the hands on the thighs, but actually let's grab the block or whatever you're using. Get it between your legs, either the skinny or medium way. Get a nice grip there and feel your inner thigh muscles start to turn on. And then press the thighs away from you, draw the tailbone up, feel the low belly pull into the body on an exhale, and then push into those 3 points of your feet and lift your hips to hover off the floor, keeping most of your back ribs on the ground. And then again, bring one hand to your low belly and the back of the other hand to your low back, and draw in with both of your hands and feel the support of front and back body, so that this isn't dumping into the low back. And then bring that hand that's on your low back, slide it down to your glute and poke your right glute or your left, whatever hand is there. Take your other hand to your other glute and just poke your butt and give your butt some feedback to wake it up. And then bring the hands to the outer hips and draw in. Give a little pressure there to feel that containment around your pelvis. So this is waking up your glute muscles. These are the biggest movers and stabilizers on your body. They're right in the middle. They're doing a lot for us, so we want to wake them up. We want them to be online. And then as you breathe in, feel that you're expanding your ribs 360 degrees. And then as you exhale, feel everything drawing in. You can even bring your hands up to your belly or to your low ribs and feel that drawing in like a drawstring, pulling in towards your spine as you exhale. Good, and then we're just gonna start to lift and lower a little bit here. So slowly lowering the spine on an exhale, feeling that the belly is drawing in to support that descent all the way down. And then push in to those points of your feet to lift the hips back up. And as you exhale, slowly tiptoe the spine all the way down until the sacrum lands. And then a few more times like this, waking up the glutes while actively opening the fronts of the hips. Another reason why it's awesome to be on the ground here is there's a lot of feedback coming up from the floor to lots of points of our body, letting our body know where it is in space, building these neural brain mapping connections that we're really going for in this practice. So keep squeezing the block. We'll go one more time, hold it up here for another moment, breathe in. And then as you exhale, feel everything drawing in to support the controlled lower of your spine all the way down until that sacrum at the base has weight in it again. Awesome, good work. Now we'll take the block up between the knees. So we're gonna turn on the deepest, most supportive muscles of our body more around the spine here with some more core work. We'll bring the hands to cup behind the skull. The elbows draw in towards each other. The feet are on the floor. Take a breath in. Feel the back ribs pressing into the floor as you inhale. And then as you exhale, pull the front ribs down towards the back ribs and then lift the shoulder blades off the ground and gaze at your thighs. Bring your left hand to your low ribs and draw them in and down a little bit more, get a little higher. And then bring the left hand back behind the skull and inhale, lower the shoulders. Exhale, use that exhale to draw in and pull the front body down, lifting the shoulders, supporting the head. Take your right hand to your low ribs now and push down a little bit, get a little higher off your shoulders. Take your right hand behind the head and inhale and lower. Nice, we'll add on a little bit. Exhale, pull the low ribs in and down, lift the shoulders, take your left hand to your low ribs, and then take just the smallest turn to the right. So kind of towards that elbow, coming back through center, left hand behind the head, inhale and lower. Keep squeezing the block with your knees, exhale and lift. Take the right hand to the low ribs, try and hold the breath out as you do this and turn a little bit to the left. So just from the chest, from the breastbone. And then come back through center, right hand behind the head, inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. We'll add on a little bit here. Left hand to your low ribs. Turn an inch or two to the right, and then option 2, extend your right knee. Keep squeezing the block. Flex your toes towards your face. Put your right foot down, come back to center, left hand behind the head. Inhale and lower. Last one, exhale, pull in and down, lift the shoulders, bring your right hand to your low ribs, draw in and down, left leg extends, take your little twist to the left. Oh yes, everything working together, left foot down, back to center, hand behind the head, inhale and lower. Awesome job. Set your block off to the side, take your feet nice and wide as your mat, and then let both of your knees fall to the right. But as the knees fall to the right, your left butt's gonna pick up off the floor a little bit. Put a little bit of engagement in that left glute. Take your right hand to your low belly, draw it in, drive down to the inside of your left foot on the floor. And then take your left arm out in a goalpost shape on the ground and maybe turn your gaze all the way to the left towards that arm. So we're getting some nice active stretch around this left hip. Keep drawing the belly in to support the low back. And then gently come up through center with the knees and the head. Let the knees fall over to the left. Bring that left hand to the low belly to encourage it to draw in. Take your right arm out in a goalpost shape to the right. Drive down in the inside of that right foot and maybe take your gaze to the right arm. Breathing into the ribs and out. Good. And then come back up through center. You can just push yourself off to the side, or you can rock and roll on up to hands and knees in quadruped. So here, we will have our hands right underneath our shoulders. We'll have the knees snugged up underneath the hips or even a little forward of the hips. And then think about lining up the skull, the shoulder blades, and the sacrum, drawing the front body into the back body. Imagine you could spread them out apart from left to right with your hands. Keep drawing the low belly in towards the low back. And then really push the floor away here. Feel the face moving away from the ground. Send your left foot back on toes and then your right foot back. So you're in a full plank here. The whole core has to work. Draw the pubic bone up towards the sternum. Put some action in your glutes. And then let the right knee come down. Let the left knee come down. Nice. Okay, we're gonna do that again. Step the right toes back and then the left toes. Turn the glutes on a little bit more. Have life in your legs. Draw the front body in on an exhale. Feel the core working to support you. And then set your left knee down and your right knee down. Really nice. One more time, we're gonna set the left toes back and then the right toes. And from here, we're gonna pull up into a downward facing dog. So draw from the pit of the belly, start to lift the hips back and up. As you do so, walk the feet in a few inches. Stay high off your heels and then feel the weight is equal in your hands and your feet. Draw the front ribs into the back ribs. Breathe here. Breathe into the front, sides, and backs of the rib cage. Relax the back of your neck. Resist any urge to push the chest towards the thighs. Instead, feel that integration of your arms into your shoulders as you press the floor away nice and strong. And then from here, we're going to walk the hands back to the feet. The heels will come down. You'll bend the knees so that the ribs rest on the thighs. Relax the back of the neck. Let something go out the crown of your head here. Take a breath into your back. Out your mouth. Do that again. In and out. Let your hands slide up your thighs. And then we'll walk to the top of the mat and start to move a little bit bigger now that we've prepped ourselves from the deepest part of our body. So feel the weight in your feet. Feel again the big toe mound, pinky toe mound, and heel, those 3 points creating a triangle. Feel the weight equal in your feet in those 3 points. And then let your knees have a soft bend to them. Root your tailbone down, draw your belly in. And then let's inhale and reach the thumbs forward and up. And then exhale, you're sitting back into your hips. You're hinging in the hips to get low. If the floor feels far here, you can have blocks under your hands or you can bring fingertips down. We're gonna sit back into the butt to get low. Step your right foot back. Lower the right knee and the top of the foot. Come on up and feel that your hip is lined up right over your knee. And here we'll again sandwich the low belly and the low back. So draw in with one hand on the front belly and the other hand on the low back. Feel your right glute fired up and breathe into your entire core. As you exhale, maybe try giving a little librarian shh at the bottom of the exhale and feel that engagement, that little extra press of the air out. Do it again, inhale. And then exhale, shh. Hands come forward and down. Step the front foot to the back. Walk your knees back a little bit. We've got a little invader here, an intruder. Feel the pubic bone zip up towards the breastbone. Feel everything lining up in your back. Feel the face lifting away from the floor. And then with control, bend your elbows and come down. Let's take a little back bend here. Press the pubic bone down, pull the hands back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, come down. Get firm everywhere first, tuck your toes. And then with integrity, you push the floor away, lift from the belly, walk the feet in a little bit, downward facing dog. Let's drop our knees down here, lift up to a high kneeling, and then step the right foot forward. So now you're in a low lunge on the other side. We've got the shoulder over the hip, hip over the knee, and then the back of the foot can be untucked. And then here again, we'll bring the other hand to the low belly and the opposite hand to the low back. Drawing in here, feeling that containment around the core. Breathe in. And then exhale, feel the hands coming together. And then at the bottom of your exhale, maybe add a little shh, really squeezing the air out. Breathe in and out. Bring the hands forward and down. Step the back foot to meet the front foot. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, hands come down through your heart. Bring one hand onto your chest and the other on top. Take a moment here with your heart. Let your arms come down to your sides. Open your eyes. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge. Knees don't go forward. Remember, the hips are going back as you start to lean forward. Hands come down either to blocks or the floor. This time we step the left foot back and lower the left knee. Inhale, reach forward and up with the arms. And then we'll exhale and bring the left hand down to a block or the floor. So if you have to round a lot to get the hand down, we'll bring a block underneath it. Inhale, the right arm comes up, reaches towards the sky. Lean into the left hand. Feel the front of the left shoulder drawing away from the ear. The left shoulder blade draws into the spine. Maybe it feels good to let your left ear come to the left shoulder. And then again, we'll breathe into those three zones, the belly, the low ribs and mid-back, the chest and upper back. And then we'll feel all those areas drawing together as we exhale. And then let the right foot start to heel toe over to the right at an angle. And then take the right arm up and over your ear. Get a nice side stretch here and continue to draw the belly in towards the low back. Take a breath in again. And exhale. Now we're going to turn to the left. So turning about 180 degrees, turning to the left, all 10 toes turn to point to that long edge of the mat. And we sit back into our left hip for a side lunge. So you're sitting back into the glute. And then shift the weight over to the right foot. You can touch the hands on blocks, or they can be down on fingertips, sitting back into your right glute. Good. And now pivot to face the front into your downward facing dog. Take a breath in here in all directions of your core. And then exhale. At the bottom of your exhale, let your knees come down. Lift yourself up. So you're in this high kneeling again. Your glutes are kicked on. Lean into the right knee a little bit and step the left foot forward. Inhale, reach forward and up. And then exhale, we bring the right hand down either to a block or to the floor. Lean into that right hand. Keep pulling the head of the shoulder away from the ear and reach the left arm up. Start to heel toe that left foot over to the left. Reach the left arm over the cheek now, palm facing the floor, and breathe into the left ribs. Turn now 180 degrees into a goddess pose. Heels come in, toes turn out. Sit into it, rooting the tailbone down. Again, sandwich the low belly and low back together. Last thing we'll do here is a little yogi espresso, a little warrior breath. So we're gonna breathe into the core in a 2-part inhale and a 2-part exhale, drawing everything in. Arms come right in front of us. We're gonna pull back with fists and then draw in again. So join me when you're ready. Looks like this. Maybe a little smile. Inflating. Drawing in. Pushing it out. 2 more. Good. Straighten your legs. Let your elbows come towards your hips and your palms face up. And just let the energy kind of move and swirl. Feel all of that shifting just in not even a minute of that intentional breath into the core. Good, and then we'll just step to the top of the mat, bring the hands to heart center for a moment, and we'll come down into our Shavasana. You all did amazing. So nice. Moving and opening the joints, breathing and connecting to the core. Getting a little energy change with all of that. And then taking up space with your body. So if you want to have more of a receptive pose, you take your arms out to the sides, the palms can face up. If you'd like to draw more inward, you can bring the hands onto your body. If it feels any kind of weird way on your back to have your legs straight, you could always bend the knees and bring the feet onto the floor, let the knees knock in to support each other. So find a place that's really comfortable for you to be for a few moments here. And then just to close our practice, we're going to connect one last time to our breathing core with what we call a waterfall breath. So it's just a 3-part inhale and a 3-part exhale. And as you do this breath, I'd like you to think about those 3 zones, the low belly, the mid, and the upper, the chest. So as you breathe in, you'll be inflating from the bottom to the top, the belly, the mid, the chest. And as you exhale, you'll be deflating from the top to the bottom, chest, mid, belly. So here we go. Breathe in and in and in, and hold at the top. And then breathe out. Pause and breathe out. Pause and breathe out. Pause. Breathe in and in and in. Hold. Breathe out. Pause, breathe out. Pause, breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in and hold. And breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Stay here as long as you'd like, ideally for at least a few minutes, and let your body just absorb and assimilate your effort. Thank you for letting me guide you today. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.